Good morning, students. Today we'll see about measurement of pressure. So generally pressure is measured in both processing industries as well as manufacturing industries. What are processing industries? Which continuously produce the production. For example, sausage industries. Next, manufacturing industries. What are manufacturing industries? This make use of raw material and prepare materials out of it, that is called as manufacturing industries. So measurement of pressure is carried out in either in both processing industries or manufacturing industries. Now let us see the simple block diagram representation of measurement of pressure. So it consisting of physical medium. What is physical medium? The parameter whichever to be measured is nothing but called as physical medium. Primary sensors. These sensors make use of electrical elements or electrical quantities. Secondary sensors. This consisting of resistors or capacitors. Whenever the resistance or capacitance values changes, the value of the measurand also changes. And last one is signal conditioning unit. So now let us see. So physical medium. So the parameters whichever to be measured comes under physical mediums. For example, pressure, torque, force that converts to displacement or strain. This comes under physical medium. Next, primary sensors. So physical variables which senses the electrical quantity are called as primary sensors. And coming to secondary sensors, generally sense the change in resistance or capacitance. So this is about the simple block diagram representation of measurement of pressure. So measurement of pressure can be done in two different ways, either for measurement of low pressure or measurement of high pressure. So what is measurement of low pressure? These pressure gauges are used primarily for measuring pressure below atmosphere, which is often referred as vacuum. So the pressure whichever we are measuring below the atmospheric pressure comes under measurement of low pressure. So for understanding the concept of measurement of low pressure, we make use of the concept of Wheatstone bridge. So you have already know the concept of Wheatstone bridge. It generally consisting of 4 arms having 4 resistive elements connected at 4 arms. That is, this is resistive element A, B, C, D. And in middle of this bridge we are having some galvanometer. And these 2 other ends are supplied with the electrical supply. So this A, C, D are the fixed resistance, or A, C, D are the resistance, and coming to B, this is a variable rheostat or variable resistance we can consider. So under normal operating condition, whenever you are supplying some electricity, current starts flowing in the bridge. So what does that galvanometer do? It shows some deflection, that there is some current flow in this particular construction. So how we have to balance this bridge? How to balance the Wheatstone bridge? So as soon as supply is given under normal condition, the current starts flowing and the current deflection will be shown by the galvanometer. In order to make the bridge to balance condition, what we have to do means we have to vary this particular resistance. This is variable resistance, so we have to vary this particular resistance in such a way that the galvanometer shows null deflection, that is I equals to 0. Under such conditions, the bridge is said to be balanced. So that condition is called a symmetry condition. So at this condition, we'll find out the resistance values as A by B equals to C by D. So this is a condition, A by B equals to C by D. So this is under symmetrical bridge condition or balanced condition or null condition. So if in case we need to find out the unknown value of the resistance, suppose let us think this D is unknown value which is to be found, then we already know the values of A, B and C. From this formula we can find out the value of unknown resistance, that is D. D equals to, this C will be at this side itself, this A by B, if it goes to that side, it becomes as B by A. So in this way we can find out the value of unknown resistance. This change in resistance is measuring the value of the pressure whatever we need to measure. Now we'll see the measurement of pressure from in Pirani gauge. So in order to learn about the Pirani gauge, first we have to know about the thermal conductivity. So what is thermal conductivity and how it is affecting the measurement of pressure? So let us first consider this is an electric conductor, and first case I am considering this medium equals to atmospheric medium, that we are taking first case as medium as atmosphere. So let us take this as a conductor. What is conductor? Which allows electricity to pass through the conductor. So let us assume this is an electric conductor having some resistance. Whenever there is some flow of current, what will happen? This conductor gets heated up. As conductor is getting heated up and this medium is surrounded with the air, what happens? The heat tries to transfer into this air. So generally that equation is given as Q equals to I square RT. This is under normal atmospheric condition. Whenever electricity is passing through the conductor after some time tries to give the energy in the form of heat. that heat transfers to the air atmosphere. So from that we can write down the equation as Q equals to I square RT, where I square RT, T is the time and I square R is the heat produced due to the conductor. Now we'll see the second case. That second case is nothing but cool temperature medium. We are considering the medium to be having cool temperature. So let us consider same, this is an electric conductor and current is passing through the conductor, and the medium whatever we are considering, this medium, let us consider that one as cool medium, means the temperature of the air is very cool. So whenever the temperature of the air is very cool, it means that the temperature or the air whatever it is surrounding this conductor consisting of small water droplets. So whenever the droplets are considered over here, what happens? The density of the droplets will be high. So whenever the density of the droplets are very high, what happens? The heat whatever it is produced by the conductor, the temperature gets reduced. Since T is directly proportional to resistance, the temperature value will reduces and resistance value also reduces. So what is happening here? As since the droplet is having some density, then it can be termed as higher density. So if density is high, the pressure also is very high. If pressure is high, that means that the conductivity is also very high. Under such conditions, what is happening, the heat whatever it is produced due to this conductor is transferring to this droplet in such a way that the temperature is getting reduced, because here the temperature is very cool, so the temperature is getting reduced. So temperature is getting reduced and the resistance value is also getting reduced. And coming to the third case, hot temperature medium. So let us consider same electric conductor. Whenever electricity is passing through the conductor, and this is covered with the hot temperature medium, and whenever this electricity is passing through the conductor, this conductor starts giving out the energy in the form of heat. Already we have learned Q equals to I square RT. So whatever that heat is generated, it is transferring to this air as a medium whatever we are considering. So what is happening, as high temperature medium we are considering, the density will be very low. As gas is already attaining some higher temperature, what is happening, the temperature, the density of the air is very high, means there is a low pressure, that indicates that it is having low pressure or low density or low conductivity. What is that? Whenever current electricity is passing through the conductor, whatever the heat is generated, that heat is transferred to this hot temperature region. So hot temperature medium, what is happening, the density will be very low. So it is called as low density region or low pressure region or low conductivity region. So under low conductivity region, what is happening, temperature is rising, automatically the resistance value also rising. So this is about the thermal conductivity concept. Now this concept is applied during the measurement of low pressure in Pirani gauge as well as thermocouple gauge.